The savannas are lands of contrast, silence and noise, vastness and proximity, beauty and violence. They stretch like golden oceans of grass beneath endless skies, broken only by scattered trees, ancestral shadows that have witnessed for millennia the dance between hunters and prey. These are landscapes where heat shimmers on the horizon and where death often leaves no trace. And it is on this seemingly simple stage that some of Earth's most unsettling zoological mysteries reside. Phantom predators, creatures that shouldn't exist, footprints that appear and vanish, nighttime sounds with no source, the savannas hide something that science has yet to fully name. In the African savanna, for instance, we know the main players: lions, leopards, hyenas, cheetahs. But there have been reports, since the 19th century, of creatures that don't fit these classifications. British explorers in Kenya, such as Frederick Selous, reported attacks on camps by black felines larger than leopards and quieter than lions. They were called shadow simbas, a reference to ghost lions. These animals have never been captured, photographed, or identified. Yet the accounts persist to this day, especially in the Tsavo region. A study published in the Journal of East African Natural History in 2013 analyzed 27 recent testimonies from rangers in Tsavo National Park, all describing a large, completely dark feline with unusual behavior, hunting alone, in daylight, and without roaring. Science, cautious as ever, suggested these could be rare melanistic leopards or even lions. But genetic analysis of feces collected in the area, coordinated by the University of Nairobi's Biodiversity Institute, revealed mitochondrial sequences that did not match any known large feline species in the region. This led part of the scientific community to classify these records as possible evidence of a relict or unknown hybrid population. But felines are not the only mystery. In the Brazilian Cerrado, researchers from the Planalto Wolves Project have reported nighttime sounds that don't match any known species, described as long whistles followed by complete silence and dry snapping sounds. The savanna also hosts strange reports involving canids. In remote parts of Ethiopia and Somalia, there are legends of the shugber, gigantic dogs with yellow eyes that walk upright for brief moments and howl as if crying. In 2009, researchers from Addis Ababa University documented strange tracks around villages attacked at night, with sheep taken from locked pens without signs of struggle. Biologist Germa Tedeschi, who led the expedition, described tracks resembling hyena paws but with abnormally large dimensions, and arranged in a way that suggested bipedal walking for several meters. No creature was found. But the tracks were photographed and recorded, and local villagers remained consistent in their accounts. The lesser-known South American savanna also keeps its secrets. In 2018, an infrared camera captured a distinct upright silhouette crossing a trail 30 meters from the lens in a fragment of Cerrado in western Bahia. Biologist Daniel Nunes, who led the project, stated that the creature's movement pattern did not resemble any known mammal in the region. The footage remains inconclusive and has not been formally published, but the record is part of the project's internal archives, referenced in academic symposia. The mysteries also extend to the ecosystems themselves. In regions of the Australian savanna, such as Kakadu National Park, there are areas where certain animals simply will not enter. Kangaroos, emus, dingoes, all avoid specific clearings where there is no visible difference in vegetation. But thermal sensors installed in 2017 by researchers from Charles Darwin University showed that these zones have an inexplicable slight cooling at night, along with frequent fluctuations in the local electromagnetic field. These phenomena were discussed in a 2019 article in the Australasian Journal of Environmental Science, where scientists proposed microgeological anomalies as a hypothesis, but without confirmation. In some parts of the African savanna, there is the phenomenon of the so-called fairy circles, circular formations where grass doesn't grow, perfectly shaped with an exposed center. They are common in Namibia and Angola and have been the subject of intense scientific investigation. Researchers at the University of Pretoria suggest they are caused by subterranean termites, while others, like Stefan Getson from the Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research, argue they are formed by plant self-organization. Yet even these explanations do not cover all occurrences. Some circles appear in places with no termites, in soils and altitudes incompatible with the hypotheses. Some of these formations appear and vanish within weeks, something recorded by ESA's satellite imagery since 2004. In the savanna of South Sudan, local ethnic groups like the Mole and the Toposa tell stories about creatures that emerge from the earth during droughts. They are described as scaly felines with multiple eyes that bleed smoke. Naturally, science considers them myths. But expeditions by the African Cryptozoological Institute between 2015 and 2020 reported partial fossils of unidentified animals in local caves, including jawbones with dental patterns that do not belong to any known species. The fossils are currently under study at the Johannesburg Museum of Natural History. There are also phantom predators that leave no footprints. In the Indian savanna of Gujarat, villagers report cattle attacks during windless nights, where the bodies are found drained of blood and without visible wounds. This led to comparisons with the Latin American chupacabra, but an investigation by the Gujarat Forest Department revealed an abnormal rate of electromagnetic interference in local surveillance sensors, with systemic failures always occurring at the same times, between 1:40 and 2:15 a.m. A 2021 article in the Indian Journal of Zoological Field Observations also reported that thermal cameras detected moving heat zones, with no defined shape, yet capable of triggering motion sensors. And the sounds? They are a constant across all savannas. From sourceless booms recorded in the Serengeti to the sound of a metallic drumline, heard in parts of the Brazilian Cerrado, unexplained noises are nearly universal. Uppsala University in Sweden published an analysis in 2022 on infrasound captured by low-frequency microphones in Kenya, which revealed sound wave patterns similar to animal vocalizations, but at frequencies no known animal can produce. When electronically accelerated, these vocalizations resemble language patterns. The savannas are remnants of lost eras. They are living temples of an ancient earth that still breathes between the grasses. Some species, like the western black rhinoceros, have vanished before our eyes. Others, like the elasmotherium, the so-called steppe unicorn, still feed hopes of rediscovery, with unconfirmed sightings in isolated regions of Central Asia, according to the Mammal Diversity Database. And there are species we have not yet known, named, or studied, those that only appear in shadows, in the cracks of human perception, between the flickering lights of night. The nature of the savanna is made of presence and absence, of what is there and of what escapes us. Phantom predators are not just unidentified animals. They are the embodiment of what nature still keeps hidden, a silent warning that not everything is meant to be understood just yet. Perhaps some answers are close. Perhaps some will never come. And perhaps, just perhaps, there are creatures that know how not to be seen. If you want to keep exploring these real-world natural mysteries and uncover what science is still trying to decode, like this video now, share it with those fascinated by the enigmas of nature, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This helps us keep this journey alive and bring more hidden truths to light.